Shares of Alkermes are taking a hit. The biopharma announced results from 2 late-stage trials. And why are prices so depressed today?
Hi, Jane. Shares of Alkermes slumped at the open, losing a third of its value. Prices hit their lowest level since October of 2014. Now, the stock fell over 38% on Thursday. The Dublin, Ireland-based biopharma announced results from 2 phase 3 trials of its lead product. Its depression drug, ALKS 5461, failed to meet primary endpoints in the first 2 of 3 late-stage trials. The oral medication is a once-a-day treatment for major depressive disorder, or MDD, and this was for patients who have not responded to other therapies. Now, MDD is also known as clinical or unipolar depression. In the U.S., over 17 million people suffer from MDD. Symptoms last for at least 2 weeks and include depressed mood as well as loss of interest in daily activities.
How big of a setback is this? What does it mean for depression drug research and for Alkermes in general?
The first 2 of 3 efficacy studies compared Alkermes' drug to a placebo and were not successful. Forward 4 and Forward 3 were the studies, and in the Forward 4 trial, there was a clear trend toward efficacy. Now, the company says its third and final phase 3 study, Forward 5, continues. Alkermes will report results within the current quarter. Meanwhile, there is some speculation that the drop in Alkermes shares could make it a potential takeover target. Now, the company did get hit with a dip in EPS in the most recent quarter versus in the same quarter a year ago. The biopharma says if the final study of the late-stage trial is positive, they may be able to present the drug to the FDA, that is, along with results from its successful mid-stage study.
Johnson & Johnson halted a depression program after a French drug trial left 1 volunteer dead. Was J&J working on an FAA inhibitor?
Last week, a clinical trial in France left 1 healthy volunteer dead. In the wake of the tragedy, Johnson & Johnson is voluntarily halting the development of a similar drug. The Portuguese drug company BL's experimental treatment caused 6 hospitalizations and 1 death in a phase 1 trial, and this was for an FAAH inhibitor. Now, this inhibitor targets the endocannabinoid system, which is responsible for the body's response to cannabis. Johnson & Johnson is suspending phase 2 development of its own therapy, and that means suspending 2 studies testing its FAAH inhibitor in major depressive disorder and social anxiety until investigators have more information. Now, other big pharma names have discontinued their own FAAH programs, including Pfizer, Sanofi, and Vernelis. The FDA has postponed its panel meeting to review Sarepta's DMD drug. With wintry weather forecast for the Washington, D.C. area, the Friday meeting will be moved to a later date. Now, Sarepta's eteplirsen is the company's lead drug candidate. Last week, the FDA rejected rival BioMarin's application to sell its drug, drisapersen. Now, the panel said there wasn't enough evidence to prove it was effective. And on the heels of that news, FDA scientists said the benefits of Sarepta's drug appeared inconsistent in a small clinical trial. Now, Sarepta's stock has fallen over 60% since last Friday. The FDA questioned the methodology of the research, and shares of BioMarin have lost over 10% since the FDA rejection.